Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Landorus Incarnate form. Now this is an absolutely destructive beast of a monster with base 125 attack, base 115 in special attack, 101 speed and 90/80 in the defenses and 89 HP. This thing can take a hit, this thing can dish out hits, it's immune to electric type attacks, it's immune to ground type attacks. Only big weakness is its ice type weakness at ×4. Ice is relatively common, but at the same time, Landorus is a destructive Pokemon and can destroy a lot of different things. Now today I've got 4 different sets for you, but before we get started, if you can scroll down, click that like button and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. Only about 20% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed, so it would really help out the channel. It would be really amazing if you could click that subscribe button. But let's get back into this video. So the first set I have for Landorus Incarnate form is a Life Orb Sheer Force set. Now Sheer Force is the hidden ability for Landorus Incarnate, so it's not as easily accessible, but if you can get your hands on a Sheer Force version, you can combine it with Life Orb to do some pretty crazy stuff. So we have got Sludge Wave, which is a powerful poison type attack. It has a 10% chance to poison Pokemon, but with that Sheer Force, you take that away and get 1.3 times in your power. And also the boost from the Life Orb without the recall damage. So you have a hugely powerful poison type attack there. We also have Earth Power. Now Earth Power has a 10% chance to lower the target special defense by 1. Sheer Force takes that away and boosts it by 1.3. And Life Orb boosts it by 1.3 as well. Not to mention the fact that this is Stab is boosted by 1.5, so absolutely huge power on Earth Power there. We then have Psychic, which is a powerful Psychic type attack. Again, a secondary effect, so it has that Sheer Force and that Life Orb boost on it, and can hit a variety of different Pokemon for a reasonable amount of damage. Now, the reason I like running Sludge Wave on Landorus is because it can hit those annoying Fairy types. Now, Fairy types are very common. It's unlikely to see a Fairy type a team without a Fairy type. And then we've got Calm Mind. Calm Mind is a really good move to be able to set up your special attack and special defense. As I said, you've got reasonable defenses, so you probably could live a hit or 2, set up a Calm Mind, and that would allow you to do even more destruction to the opposing Pokemon. Now you could always replace this with some kind of support move, so for example Defog could be really handy, Grass Knot or Focus Blast, again really handy moves that you could potentially put on this set, but I just thought Calm Mind works really nicely here. Eevee's gone for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed and less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. I would always go for the max speed here with the timid nature, just because the base 101 speed nature, there's a lot of base 100 Pokemon that go for the max out speed, so they go for the plus speed nature. If you don't go for that plus speed nature, you do risk being outsped. Also, do keep an eye out for things like Ice Shard with Landorus, or things potentially like Greninjas. I know they're not in the actual game, but they are in if you play National Dex on Showdown, for example. So do just be cautious of priority water type moves, and also really fast water and ice type Pokemon as well. That's the first set. So the second set we have is a supportive set. So on here we've got Defog, Stealth Rocks, Knockoff and Earthquake. We're going for a physical set this time. Leftovers allowing us to heal ourselves up. Sand Force, you could go for Sand Force, you could go for Sheer Force. In fact, actually I would always go for Sand Force for this one, because the Sheer Force will get rid of your Knockoff, which could be really frustrating. But we've got Defog. Defog gets rid of any hazards that are set up on the field. So for example, if you've got Stealth Rocks, if you've got spikes or toxic spikes or anything set on the field, get rid of those and you can freely change out your Pokemon. Just 2 things to be aware of. 1, Landorus will take a little bit of damage to the Stealth Rocks when it comes in, so you could run Heavy Duty Boots instead of Leftovers if you wanted to, but the Defog also gets rid of the hazards that are on the other side of the field as well, so the ones that you have set up. So if you are going for a hazard-heavy team, you probably don't want to go for a Defog variant. You probably want to go for a different Pokemon, I don't know, Excadrill for example, because it has Rapid Spin, even like things like Delmise, because they have Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin gets it off your field, but not the opposing side's field. We then have Stealth Rock. This allows you to set up the hazards. Now this combines really nicely with Defog, because you can get rid of all the hazards, then set up your own hazards afterwards. Obviously don't go for Defog After you've gone for Stealth Rocks, that would be counterproductive. And Stealth Rocks can limit the amount of switches the opposing team is doing, or even if they do switch, it breaks things like sashes and can put a dampener on their day. You've then got Knockoff. Knockoff gets rid of a lot of different items, and a lot of Pokemon become a lot less scary when they don't have items on them. So things like Heavy Duty Boots Charizard is a very common thing. If you can knock that off, get rid of its Heavy Duty Boots, and then potentially get it out and get in a different Pokemon, then you could have that take a serious amount of damage from the Stealth Rocks, for example. But still, Knockoff will get rid of things like Choice Bands, Choice Scarfs. Things like Scarf Dracovish can be really destructive, so you might be able to get a knockoff on there. And then finally, Earthquake for just a powerful ground-type move, boosted by Stab. Do be cautious of things like Grassy Terrain Rillaboom, though, because obviously the Earthquake does half power, so it's just something you need to be aware of. EV's gone for max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. So this thing is a hard hitter, really good attack, really good speed. You could always go max HP, max defense, or max HP, max special defense if you wanted to. If you want to run more of a specially defensive variant, more focused on the defog and stealth rocking side of things rather than hitting. But you can, and even you could go for max HP, max speed if you wanted to. Those are some different options that you can run on this set because it is quite a versatile set to have with different EV variants. Moving on to the third set, now again I've gone for the Life Orb. You can go for the Life Orb, you can go with Sand Force or Sheer Force, whichever you want to go for. Obviously the Sheer Force doesn't take away the Dynamax moves, and this is a Dynamax set. So Dynamaxing, Hammer Arm turns to Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack stat by 1 stage. Iron Tail turns to Max Steel Spike, increasing up your defense. Earthquake, Max Quake to your special defense, and Fly turns into Max Airstream, setting up your speed. Now having a +1 in your speed can allow you to outspeed a lot of different Pokemon and take advantage of that. You can always go for Fly outside of Dynamaxing, but it is a bit of a risky maneuver because it gives your opponent a free turn to switch into something else that might be able to deal with you. So do consider that if you're going for it. Earthquake, obviously strong, powerful, stab, ground type attack. Iron Tail was mostly there for the Max Steel Spike, but you can go for it if you're feeling lucky. Obviously it has got a significant chance to miss at only 75% accuracy. I think it's 75. Yep, 75. And then Hammer Arm, it does lower your speed, so do be cautious of that. But other than that, it's a really good attack to use. EVs. Max attack, max speed with the jolly nature, more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. As I said before, I think I'd recommend going for that jolly nature, that base 101 speed. You just really need to go for that maximum possible speed, just in case those base 100 plus speed natures. That's just one thing that I think you always should be concerned about with Landorus Incarnate form. And finally, we're going to go for another Dynamax set. So on this one, I've gone for Choice Specs. If you didn't know, Choice Specs is not activated when you are Dynamaxed, so you can choose whatever move you want when you are Dynamaxed, but when you come back to normal, you do get locked into a move, so you would have to consider quite carefully. So for example, with Earth Power here, if you've got a Flying type Pokemon or a Levitate Pokemon, Earth Power is not going to be the move you pick, because they just bring that Pokemon in, and you then have to switch out. But we have Choice Specs, you can have Sand Force or Sheer Force here, it doesn't matter, whichever one you want to go for, whether you want the secondary effects or not. Not EVs. Moves, we've got Sludge Wave, powerful poison type attack, turns to Max Ooze, increasing up your special attack by 1 stage. Earth Power, Max Quake to increase your special defense. Grass Knot allows you to set up the grassy terrain if you need that for any reason. So for example, you might have a grassy live Pokemon in the back. And then Psychic sets up the Psychic terrain if you need that for any reason. Prevents priority moves, things like Ice Shard, which can be problematic, as I said. So that Psychic terrain could come in handy, potentially. And if you've got something maybe with Steel Roller or something with Expanding Force, then that Psychic terrain could come in handy. EVs got max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Again, maximum possible speed and maximum special attack. You could potentially go for max HP, max special attack if you wanted to, but that's just a potential other option. Anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.